Hello everyone, this is Henry Lee. I'm going to do my demo soon on the subject matter of sun rising. If you have read the email I sent, my name is Xiao Hui in Chinese, meaning morning sunshine. Oops. The morning sunset now. Sorry. It has been working for me last semester. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So morning sunshine. We got several handouts, and then I will use this one, and I did add another one for the group here, and I will let you download it later. I think Diane, you need this copy. Yeah. The reason I didn't give everybody this copy is because it has authenticity issues. So I don't. Oh, that's my copy. Is there an extra one?
Is it in the book?
No. Let me see. I want to. There should be a. Oh, maybe we are out of. Let me give you this one.
Is it in the book?
No, I'll give you later, because we have one more student today. I got a one copy shop. Anyway, so this is the handout I just made last night. Let me just start with this one maybe. So everybody can see it here, right? Yeah. So there are two of them. The reason I didn't give you earlier is because there's no signature on it. I cannot read the seal. It's very small, and I think it's fake, but it's auctioned. So because 90% of Chibaishi's painting in the market are questionable, but as long as the artistic quality is good, and for my purpose, this is maybe a good painting to start with because the simplicity of it, and we'll talk about that in a moment. So the first painting, I'm not going to finish. Maybe let me just explain those the concept of Chinese painting. The Chinese landscape painting, known as the shan shui. Shan shui means mountains and water. So what is shan shui hua, or landscape painting? Mountains and water, right? Why we don't call it scenery painting? What's the subject matters actually in Chinese landscape painting? Is that a street scene or a farm or something? It's not common, right? Usually what you see is right here is a sense of what we call yuan. Yuan in Chinese means distance. Distance. So a simple answer to that question, what is shan shui hua, or Chinese brush painting, is 3 distance or 3 yuan. 3元听过吗？高远、平远、深远。Okay, let me illustrate this. You probably have seen the Chinese painting format in a long hanging scroll like this, right? Or a very long horizontal scroll, and you see section by section actually like this, right? Rarely we have a picture like a square or rectangular, which would be framed. But usually the small size painting, like an album, you hold it in hand or fan face, something like that. That belongs to small painting category. So the large painting usually either tall or a long stripped. And this is what we call the high yuan. The reason I use the Chinese word yuan instead of distance or perspective, and then there are many other English translation of that term, but it's all not accurate, because Chinese word yuan is not only the composition, the format, the perspective, but it's more. It's the how to say, the realm of artists. The best translation I read in a recent reading, a published book, is translated as, I think it's perfect. It's yuan is elsewhere. It takes you elsewhere when you see a Chinese painting. Okay, what is a good landscape painting? The ancient critique, Tang Dynasty critique, Zhang Yanyuan, he's the first art historian and aesthetic theorist for Chinese painting. And he said, a landscape painting is to make the distance close, which means you can put thousands of miles things, elsewhere into a painting, so you can hang it on a wall and hold it in hand. Okay, to 使远者近, 使远者近. That's the purpose of painting Chinese landscape painting. So we have 3 yuan, that's the first yuan, and then we have this this is what we call the deep perspective. Usually, this is a high perspective, and this would be like a diagonal. Okay, and this is horizontal. It goes usually in one direction. It's like a movie. So I heard some background noise online. Can somebody mute that? Because I cannot manage the functions from here. So please unmute yourself if you forgot. We're hearing noises. Okay, this is a 平原 or flat perspective. This is a high perspective. High perspective is like you look up a mountain. It's right in front of you. And the difference between Chinese landscape painting and a realistic photograph or Western painting is the Chinese painting does not have a vantage point. Okay, so when you look up the mountain, you move your eyes level up, so you're actually looking downward from here, and in a deep perspective, you're flying like birds, so you can see mountains behind. So you move your eyes. So the the eye travels, there is a fourth dimension, which is time, in addition to the 3D in a fixed viewpoint. That gives us the freedom of, especially in this format, the horizontal format, the scroll can take you from the source of a river down to the mouth of the river into the sea, into the ocean. So you can paint 1,000 miles in a few yards, maybe 1 yard can do that, right? So I can paint the hills in Roland Heights like that, and I continue on drive on the highway all the way to the St. Gabriel Valley and arrive at the Jocelyn Center. I can paint all my trip in a day trip in one scroll. So that's the time factor. The reason we don't see a vantage point is the experience. If you drive from here to Las Vegas, you'll pass in like 3 hours in a desert where you don't see any reference of diagonals, except those power lines maybe. So if you were like living in a pre-industrial era, you don't see any reference like a man-made structure like that. So there's no reference of a vantage point. So this means that the vantage point painting or scenery painting actually was invented by architects in the West, in the Renaissance, in the 15th century. Before that, the Middle Age, they don't have this. They don't have this this scientific vantage point perspective, right? So it's not a limitation, but a freedom for people, for us to paint without a vantage point. So we can, like if you see things flashing through on a train, you don't really see the depths of unless those there's trails in the field, agriculture field sometimes. But it changes. I'm sorry. So that's one thing we want to mention. The concept. It's not just the technique or the composition principle, but it's more of philosophy or aesthetic. A good painting is not to make it beautiful or feel real in the scene, but it's more like to make you happy. So paint your feelings, right? And to paint a feeling or express our happiness is not good as to stimulate some thought, some what do you call it? Let me speak Chinese. Maybe somebody can help me. 使人喜不如使人思，就是 a good painting. We rather to make people think than make people happy, and I will add that today. To make people think is not as good as to make people go elsewhere, feel elsewhere. Yeah. So that's the concept of this yuan, which is very. We have mi yuan, means mysterious far, like a foggy scenery, or you yuan, it feels like when you see a ruin of a Roman or ancient city in China, you feel the far of time. That also included here. It's not just a visual; it's a feeling of forgetting the difference between natural and man, basically. Forgetting of time, or the integration of natural and man, or human. So that's the feeling of Tao. So landscape painting is a illustration of the Tao. We follow the same principles of the natural world. So let's do a painting to illustrate that. Understand? Sorry. So the first painting I would ask. Yes.
Is it similar more to Impressionist
that's
approach?
Yes, that's that's a very good question. It is very. I think I wrote in the email. Did you get that email? I mentioned the 1872 painting by Monet.
Yeah.
That's the same concept. I think Monet has seen the Japanese work art print by that time, and some said it was influenced. And he also got influenced by a British artist Turner, right? Yeah, I think one of the sources was the Japanese print. But speaking of Chinese print, it's a complicated issue because they are made for exporting. Wow. So they got Western perspective in it, like the boats, the three boats, So let's do a painting without depth first, and then we will do a boats with a perspective. Maybe more in the impressionistic style. I do like that question. Yeah, let me respond that with my painting. So let me just draw a circle here. It's just like a quarter of a like a coin size. You can make it bigger if it doesn't round enough. You don't have to make it round perfect. So if I keep working on the roundness, I will make it bigger and bigger. You may end up too big. But it's not in the dead center, it's near the top of this paper. That already created the heaven and the earth. It divides the heaven and the earth, right? But we don't see the earth yet. So now the next one, let me just exhaust this brush. And then I'll change. This is a soft brush. I use a super wash brush. It's a little larger than the basic soft brush. You can use this one if you want. Okay. And then if we want to use color, you can add some indigo to cool it. But you can use just pure ink. But I never blend my ink thoroughly on the palette, so my brush is loaded with gray and dark on the same brush. So maybe I touch a little bit more dark to start with, like that. And so I just keep going and going and going and going until the brush is exhausted. Don't reload. Don't reload. Just one stroke. It's like do you see the reference in the last class? I gave you the Mo Xuanzi. He used some found object to paint, but basically his painting is done in one stroke, right? So I just exhaust the brush, and in the end you may have to go slower. In the beginning you might have to go quicker. So that sets the sun. Now you feel it's like a beach or a top of a mountain. You can see the clouds. See the water in Chinese painting could be clouds because clouds is made of water, right? So they're yin and yang. Yang and yin is the unpainted part, which is mist and clouds. Okay, and now I clean the brush like this. I just dip a little water in the front of the brush. Maybe I adjust a little bit so then it's not going to drip on me. So I just paint like that. Right, and you can go a little bit, but don't make it symmetrical, I think. Yeah, it could be like that. So this is my impression of the sun, right? And if you know any Chinese, the character for this imagery is, we use the term land script, right, in this class. Let me write that for you. Is this? Let me see. Let me just put on here. And here's the sun. This is the clouds. It's like a little moon, but it's the clouds. And this is a Neolithic pottery mark. Yeah. Later it's simplified in the archibald style or bronze style, or seal script into this. I think just like that. Sometimes they put a dot. That's the sun with the clouds, only the upper part. Actually, this is a later version. The archibald style may still have this. So they just take the mountain off. So it's just looking like that. So that's the upper part of that. So this character reads this in Han Dynasty's clerical style. It's close to the today's writing already. Can you read it?
No.
蛋，你知道吗？
It's egg.
No. Okay. I think Amy 知道蛋。
Egg.
Egg is the simplified characters. Now they use this because the pronunciation is the same as yolk or egg, but it's not zero or yolk. It's that's a different word. Actually, in traditional Chinese writing, they borrowed it to simplify the because many characters sounds the same. It's 元旦 the beginning of day or year. Actually, the new year we call 元旦, the first day of the year, of the new year. It's 元旦. 元 means the grand beginning. Yeah, 元旦. So this is we always say the best time of the day is the morning, right? Yeah, that's when sunrise. So this is the character for this imagery, and basically it's like a yin yang. This is the yang, this is the yin, and the sun is grand yang. So within the yin there's a big yang, right? You see that Tai Chi fish idea at work. So we don't really do the shadows or the cast, but it already has the impression of the light. Speaking of light, in Western painting, I see they only can produce the best on dark canvas, but on Chinese painting, we always paint it on white paper or canvas. So we don't really paint the dark to show light, because the light is in in everything. Okay. It's by itself. It doesn't rely on the light source. When you paint a lotus, the lotus shining itself. It's like lit up from inner world. So you see it from your inner eyes that the light is in the sun. You don't have to paint the radiations or that, or the shadows. Yeah. So that character race date back to 4,500, and 500 years earlier than the first archibald style, and this is about 2,000 years old. We still use it today. This character Dan. Okay. And you might call it Zen painting. Zen is much later concept. Okay. The first painting is done by Neolithic artists. They already We know this is not just a decorative mark. This is appeared like on a potter in this place, maybe 300 miles away, another place. So it's like a trademark or not a trademark, an album of a tribe, a symbol of something. Together with some other things, like you see in the carved markings on the rocks here in the Indian culture, they do this kind of pictograph also. Yeah. So this is one of the first 5, maybe 4 early pottery marks found, predecessor of writing system. And this painting perfectly illustrates the idea. What is this? Okay. So can you do this yourself? Sure. Okay. And yeah, everybody is online. Are you following me? Okay. Let me give you some other observations. If you fold the paper half diagonally, most of the land on the lower right corner, right? So the ground of the earth is on this side, and the sky, the white, basically is on the other side. It's very easily that you paint the land too big. In Chinese painting, about 1/3 is the foreground, 1/3 is the middle ground, 1/3 up is the sky. That's what we call the leveled perspective. The leveled perspective that we mentioned earlier is the horizontal design. No, it's not limited to horizontal design. Any format, if you want to indicate distance, the higher the farther, and the highest is on top, right? The sky. So usually, the rule is the thirds. The first third is the foreground, and many people, including people here, I remember, paint the foreground way too big, because that blocks your view, right? And they break the universal scale, right? And I will talk about the scale later. The sun in Qi Bai Shi's painting is much larger than we will see in real eyes, because he wants to emphasize on that. So you kind of zoom in like a telescope to see the sun. And then you look, the foreground actually is farther than what we usually do in scenery painting, right? There's no foreshortening in Chinese painting. Okay, speaking of the timing factor, I want to, while you practice, share with you another project. Can I borrow this book? And let me show everybody here too. So this is a new calendar by Victoria, my wife Victoria. We just got it 2 days ago, the day before yesterday actually. It's called Art for Orchids, 意兰 2024 calendar by Victoria Lee. And that's the working photo of what's we took the photograph on the noon, and she's working on that. So this is December this year. I want to give you an example, illustrate the idea of zooming in and out. So when you see a flower like this, what you see, the proportion is like normally you can only do this in the classical composition, right? But for this calendar, she tried to zoom in on a major flower to show you details, while it's still in the context of the whole plant. Okay, you might see it as surrealism or some kind of, they do this kind of exaggeration in late Renaissance. I just learned 2 days ago, it's called mannerism. Mannerism. They extend the neck of Madonna and her fingers or something like that. So this exaggeration could be traced long back, but to justify that, it's like you don't feel, nobody asks, question her why she does this, because it's just follow your psychology of looking things. You want to look very close up and then see the whole thing. Georgia O'Keeffe, we went to her show together. She paint a flower full of the canvas with only one flower and make it like an organ in like an organic form. But that doesn't give you, it's a modern style. It doesn't give you the classic look of feeling of the orchid or the whatever flower she's depicting. She just make it into an abstraction, a modern. But Chinese painting never go that far to be an abstract, like Cubism. Cubism also has the time factor. You see people's face from front and side simultaneously in the painting, in Picasso's portrait, right? But and there's many aesthetics and psychology involved to make the painting looks still natural. Because Chinese try to blend the two opposites, the abstract and realism, as well as the yin and the yang, all the opposites, the far and the near, the vantage point and the non-vantage point, just to make the transition more smooth, or you have to be really elsewhere to see this, to be to see it beyond, to see it larger than life. That's what I mean. That's the same principle when we paint flowers. But this is her unique style. Nobody has done that. So she would. If I write a critique, I will give her full credit for applying this landscape, from other genre into the flowers, birds. Because people always say, I can understand the Song Dynasty flower and birds painting fine because they looks beautiful, like the Emperor Song Huizong's painting, right? They look so real, detailed. I'm fine. Tell me what this giant monumental painting try to say. The Fan Kuan's, the travelers in the mountain. What that mean? It looks it's elsewhere. Yeah, elsewhere, right? Yeah, it's supposed to make you see just like the feeling of a cathedral. The ceiling of a cathedral. Yeah, that's the painting of a Chinese monumental painting. Yeah, it's a statement. It's a icon of worship of the Tao, the natural. So they make the middle mountain very large. Yeah. So let me. Okay, here is another perfect example of timing. This can you, without reading because if I try to explain the painting, you don't have to paint. We try to to solve this. Try to make people understand, and eventually she just wrote the site inscriptions for these 3 stages of growing a flower. The first stage is she just put yesterday. It's not a literal like yesterday. It's past and present, today and tomorrow. This flower named green clouds is the most expensive species because it takes 7 years to bloom. And many people. The person who sold this have failed 4 times, and we failed 1 time, but she still she got the second time, still in the process of. So you have to really take care of it for 7 years before the dream come true. So so she expressed this experience with the timing factor and try, just to be very poetic, and it satisfies the viewer. So you can see from the young shoots to the mature plant, and then the nirvana stage. Because when you reach that, it's only like a couple of weeks, and then it will be gone.
Then it dies.
Yeah, that growth is gone. One growth, one flower. Yeah, there are other growths. It might be 2 or 3. Yeah, so it's a very it's high cultural stuff. The orchids. Speaking of orchids, it's fragrant. And the shape of the leaf is more important than the flowers. But today we have this microscope, and we have this, other scientific means to really depict each species. It never happened before. So this is for the first time a specialist in growing orchids, paint orchids, and the two, the art and science, perfectly, combined in one piece, a masterpiece, I think. And she spent months on this, years, I will say. She grew the orchids to begin with. So she took pictures, reference over the 5 or 6 years period, and she used all that. So there are at least three references for this. This one is taken from someone else. She just doesn't have the flower yet, but it's in her dream, and I bet it will come true in a few years. Okay, so that's for just tell you here's another one. I think you don't understand, but here's a story I can tell even more about the fantasy, maybe not fantasy, surrealism of imaginary painting, like this poetic painting. She's a poet, and she always paints this without, why I'm teaching here. So she has the mental stage of elsewhere to think, why I'm elsewhere. She's into this creating set. If I'm by her, I will give first critic. Usually kills her pursuit. So I try not to see it. Always every time it surprised me. So when I first saw this, I think it's a half-finished painting because she did rose and other flowers with no color, just outline. I'm not sure what she's trying to say until I see the inscription. It says, 贵妃醉酒. That's the name of this flower. It's called the Drunken Beauty. Drunken Beauty. It's a legendary, it's a historical figure, imperial concubine. She's so beautiful in Tang Dynasty. And when she presents, all the court ladies fade off, literally. Those other flowers, roses, queens or others, fade out. she tried to give that lady she tried to convey that story. And this translation, the story is in the inscription. You can read that later, and you can search on Google. It's a very-known long poem by Ji described the beauty of the 贵妃, the first lady of the Tang Xuanzong. Anyway, that's a good art, and she would also teach you how to paint in Gongbi style. And she has a class on one of the paintings coming this month, end of this month. That's the one. That's the only one she did more or less realistically, in the right naturalistic proportion, without much exaggeration. So this is still, maybe a little bit close up. This is called the Mobao, the ink treasure. Ink treasure is the name of the flower, and the orchid is, like I mentioned, is the king's the scent of a king. Scent is an analogy of morality, nobility. You understand? The purity, So it's the treasure of. Confucius says the king's scent, like this flower. Also, ancestors. Ancestor of all fragrance, just similar to that, the first beauty of all other flowers, surpass all other. So it's the ancestor of all fragrance, aura of our fragrance. So that's the kind of flower we appreciate more, the aroma, not just the color. Or the details, but this one is beautiful. It has the dark rouge color, and she's going to teach on the 31st, 3 hour and a half workshop. Yeah.
Is it online?
Yeah. Zoom, right? Zoom, yeah. Yeah, you guys can join too. Yeah, I'll give you the link later. So you have the reference.
Yes.
You learn how to paint.
Yes.
Yeah, it's on silk.
I would like to sign up
Yeah,
for this.
it's on silk. If you have silk, you can purchase a piece of silk equals to like 1 foot. You can paint 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
The Japanese silk is the best because it's heavy. You don't have to stretch it.
Oh.
Yeah, she painted without to stretch it.
Do you sell it?
Yeah, it's $30. I'll give you the link in the. Oh, perfect. Can I show?
Yeah.
The finished work?
yeah.
So we have one. I won't mention anybody's name unless if you don't
I
care.
don't
Okay, you good? Okay, we have first finished work for critique, for appreciation. Okay, this is I will say very very nice. Yeah, I like the spontaneity, the time. When you read the Chinese painting, you start from the beginning, and maybe sometimes a second stroke, and you follow that trace, just like you read the calligraphy. So the rhythm, the dance of the brush is recorded in the brush stroke. Okay, you can feel the movement, gesture. Yeah, that's basically a gesture. So the mountain formation is the same as the gesture you paint. You have to move like that. And this horizontal line, perfect with diluted paint. And when it's dry, it will be even more subtle. And I think it captured the essence. It's better than this fake work. This one is too dark. That's why I think it's a fake. But it may be sold for more than $10,000 for sure. His painting usually goes much beyond that if it's real.
I didn't load the brush enough of that first stroke of the mountain, so you can see I had to load it a second time.
I like that because this is what we call as a welcoming chi. It starts from the other end. Instead of continuing this first one, you start from the other direction. So they meet in the middle. That's one excellent way to recharge the brush. It's like two welcoming hand, just like Michelangelo's famous painting, like welcoming each other, like a shaking hand. Yeah. So that's what we call the welcoming chi in the middle. Yeah. So you go from here and then go up and then from top down. So that meets somewhere in this area, and then you go that way. Yeah, I can see that. So basically, I read right. I didn't see your work, but with a trained eye, when you go to a museum, you can recreate the creating process, the dance of the artist. So you can hear the sound of music. Thank you. Yes.
I like that.
Yeah. So do you have any questions? You want to try?
Yeah, I will try.
Okay. You're mesmerizing.
I'm paying attention.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't do it all in one stroke. stroke. I could run out of ink too.
Yeah.
Can I
But I don't think it's everything.
give you
No.
suggestions
No,
on opening?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think it's finished, but let me show you what I would do. Okay, here is an Deborah's painting, unfinished.
Oh,
The
I
reason-
have to do the red on the back of the mountains, because I've never done that before. You know, you added a little touch of the red
Oh.
before you did the ink.
Okay.
Behind the mountain, you have put red, I forgot.
Oh, you can add that after as a
Yeah.
two stroke. You can add it back. You can. I don't really do that often.
Okay.
Actually, that's the first time I did that. Usually, the color applies after the ink.
Right.
That's a normal way of doing that. Yeah, don't worry about that.
Okay.
And we have more important things to worry. First of all, I will say, unless you want to trim it, if you want to take advantage of the paper, you want to go all the way beyond the edge. Beyond the edge, yeah, you can go down and then put another layer behind and extend that a little bit, maybe there. So the reason is to lead the eye into infinity. Don't stop. Don't be afraid at the edge. Just
Okay.
paint beyond. Yeah. Everybody has that tendency, I think, to stop.
Yeah.
And then when you restart, you can restart outside the frame, so you don't
Okay.
let me see that the second beginning. You know, just only You can start from you can paint from outside in, so you don't have to extend that. You can paint like a middle mountain from outside and then go maybe a little bit down. Not the same. If you want to go high, either higher or lower, you can build behind if you want to. You see this little. You can see the difference where I went. So you can paint a
Oh,
little
yeah.
grayer. Yes, you can make another rock in that corner maybe to balance.
Less dark.
Yeah. So this could go all the way to the bottom also, but not hard. You can soften, like fade off, fog out into the outside. Yeah, I think it's a very good texture. I like the contrast, and it looks like a backlit. Yeah, but it doesn't matter because you know if you take a picture, you don't really see this. But we are not, like I said, bound by what the eyes see or the photographs see. So the light source is there. You still see light here because today when we deal with a backlit picture, I will adjust the dark to make it lighter. So in the let me borrow this
What are you looking
calendar again. Yeah.
I think I put it down here.
Let me show you the dark, the adjustment I made. My contribution is for photograph, and we have hard time with like a hard contrast, like this shadow. This is very Western, and you will do a cast shadow, right? When in actual painting, when you take a picture, you won't see anything in the hard area. So I will brighten it up. I will make it a little light, more. So there's stuff in the shadow. So same thing, you can have lots of detail in the shaded area. You don't have to paint without those. But
Show that one if you want.
yeah. Oh, thank you. Okay, we have another finished practice here. I think it's excellent composition. I would trim off the bottom a little bit to make it more grounded. I say. Otherwise, it's floating in the. Well, you can paint.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay. In one of the example, you can see the white clouds. You can draw some lines there, and to indicate.
Turn it into clouds.
Yeah, just a little line. You'll see that in the handout I gave you. Yeah. Oh, that's.
Did I do that? I think so. You did. That's okay.
Some accident happened in the classroom. Sorry, splatters. Let me solve the problem with you guys later.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So I think this is excellent excellent tonal contrast,
Yeah.
and composition is really nice. I do like the imagery there. Looks like the character, the grand beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Well done. Okay. So just
It's okay.
yeah.
It's practice. For me, it's practice.
Yeah. You,
I do 80.
Try a different
yeah. I think if you just maybe cut this part, you can have a long strip. Yeah.
Try it. Look,
And
what's
that's a figure.
You know-
That's a figure. Then you order a balloon.
That figure that you
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
absorb the air.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I have so many different kinds. I can't remember. I think it's Schwen, tea cake or pea.
Yeah. Let me fix this for you.
Okay.
Okay.
I like it.
It's a good. Okay.
I'll take mine anyway.
Thank you. Okay, let me fix accident. This is a very classical accident. We have a story in the Han Dynasty. I think not really, we can see the picture, but the story like this always passed down, like a artist painted before the emperor in audience of a whole court, right? And he made a splatter on the painting accidentally. Everybody was scared that he might be killed, right? But he pretended nothing happened, and in the end he just turned that spot into a bee.
A bee.
Yeah, or fly. Yeah. We call it fly, but it's bee, I guess.
I could see a figure sitting there.
Yeah. Okay. We got some splatters here accidentally. On the painting we showed first, but I think we can first of all. You don't have to really do it, but let me just show you what to.
If we fold it over, will it?
Yeah. We just fold it first, so you can cut that part. That's taken care of. And for something like that, you can just use your signature to cover it. But this part, you can make into the little red garmented figure in.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Unless you want to.
Oh no. I'll let. Okay. The only thing is you have to make him stay on a tree or somewhere. It's flying in the sky. So I don't think it's an easy fix.
Well, do you want to do it?
Yeah, let me think about it.
Could that be a
It-
hood?
I think it could be a tree. Just turn it into a black dot. That's the easiest.
Well, that's what the other thing is. You with a dark, a pure ink, cover that.
Yeah. That would, but it will be a dark in the distant mountain. There's there's another way. Let me see. Let me try. If you use any bleach, you might be able to reduce that first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See if I can.
Okay.
You don't want to use bleach. You can blot it with a drop of bleach to reduce the intensity. But I do think it because it's abstract painting. If you don't do anything, that echoes the
Right.
red. Actually, it accents it. That sun is a little bit faded, but you have a pure dots there. That actually created a contrast and distance. Also a scale. You could be so people will figure it out. Trust me, what is the best, and they will talk about it for centuries. It could be a UFO, could be a balloon.
A balloon.
Yeah, a balloon. Just leave it because
Okay, I'm
it's
gonna
a
just leave it.
yeah. You can even add a seal, that form a triangle somewhere. So just leave it. If you don't know, if you are in doubt, leave it out or leave it as is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm starting to really like it now.
Yeah, usually when you try to fix the error,
Yeah.
you make it even worse. And a masterpiece always comes with a divine touch. I call it divine touch. Yeah, so that's a divine touch because
Divine.
yeah, you know, the other day I had this when I paint a scroll with flowers. I turned it, I leaved it out. I sent it to Canada, and because the splatter is in the right place, it's not a dark. It's the same color as the flower or like the sun here. So it adds the movement to it. Even with those splatters, it's fine with me. So I wrote.
Henry, you're muted.
How'd that happen?
Okay, someone mute me. That's weird. I didn't touch anything.
We won't even do it.
Okay, I was talking about this accident. Did you hear me about this before? How long ago was muted? Did you hear about this accident?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we decided not to do anything. Probably that's the best because the size, the location, the color, everything looks good in the composition. We don't have to define it. Yeah, I think that's basically, it could be a bloom, a happy birthday bloom. If it's for a birthday gift, you can put a little figure, sending the bloom, or maybe a little line just flying. Yeah, like it. I have seen painting like a kite, like this. The kite is, it's way in the sky. You don't have to paint the string, but it does look like a bloom. So, as long as the splatter is in the right spot, in the right size and color. I tried to justify my mistake, my accident with writing, and she wrote back to me saying, "Your painting, your writing is as good as your painting, like a poem. However, all my scrolls, she's a collector from Japan and from China, don't have any splatter on it." She sent it back to me. I redid it, and I made a big event. So my student in Minnesota bought it. So I sold both. So I can always turn a negative into positive. And people now I use that to obviously educate the student who bought the scroll that she don't have from that moment on. She bought that scroll with the mistake, no longer have the feel of making mistakes. Before she's very careful, trying to control everything, but now she feel more free. Yeah. I think she's online. Marie, are you there? Can you share the story?
Hi, Henry.
I was talking about you, about the splatter.
I wish I lived in Minnesota, but I live in Wisconsin.
Oh no, Wisconsin.
But you're close. You're close.
I'm sorry, the Great Lakes.
I mean, I love the scroll, and I can see where the splatter is. But you converted it into a very beautiful flower. And if I didn't know that you did the splatter, I wouldn't have seen it. But you're right. I mean, it did give me confidence that some of these mistakes you make for a reason, and later on you find out what the reason is. Maybe it will improve your situation in your painting. So
thank you for sharing your experience and for collecting that.
And it also inspired me to paint my whole bedroom because the scroll fit the space beautifully, but the color wasn't good. So it caused a whole transformation in my life because my room is so nice now.
Thank you for your story. Love it. Okay, so Dan, I think you should just keep it as is now.
Thank you.
I'm just wondering if there's anyone that's driving a Lexus 350. That's silver?
Lexus.
350, a silver car, Lexus?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, So let me see. Everybody is going. If you can, take a picture and send to my email. Maybe later I'll give you written critique. So I don't have time to critique our students online. So let me continue with some more paintings. What time is it? We've got till 50 minutes. So yeah, I will keep going. So we have some other practice to do. Okay, now I'm going to do one of these, maybe to show you how to do the rocks. And yeah, we have done the mountain like a Zen painting, it's more one-stroke painting. But if you want, you can do a little bit more classical. Because if you're a beginner, I do think you need to know the rules first. Then you can express yourself more freely, right? So how do we do the mountains? Let me just try combine these two mountains all together. So on this corner, I'm going to do a rock with a temple. So just keep it, like I said, we keep it as low as 1/3, maybe even, less than that. So let's just do a rock of this high, maybe. We call this wrinkle technique. It's like the wrinkle of skin. That's a classical, textbook interpretation, because the word "cun" means a wrinkle of an old man like me. But not really. It doesn't look like any skin wrinkle, right? The other day, the day before yesterday, we were painting the painting by Parmigiano. Is that right? Sounds like Parmesan cheese.
Parmesan cheese.
Parmigiano. Anyway, an Italian mannerist master. He did the non-neck Madonna with non-neck painting, and the drapery part is what we studied. We really don't have time to study the whole thing, but the teacher showed us the drapery. And in the video, there's two art professors talking about the painting. And because this is late Renaissance painting, in that painting, the artist become more formalist. By the term mannerism, it means the form is more important, more exaggerated to be the art, for the sake of art itself, not the right naturalistic proportion or painting. But there's an analogy I left, and the professor says the artist just treat the wrinkle of the clothing, under the young boy, as a landscape. I suddenly enlightened. I know this always look like a wrinkle, because the mountain has clothing. You just imagine, we have that analogy. It's like the trees are the decorative garment, right? But also the wrinkles. I think the surface of the mountain is like clothing, and this is just like a drapery. We have a classical style. It's called the Cao's style. Cao is the artist's last name, family name. His style is described as like the wrinkle of a garment out of water. So it's very close to the body, and looks exactly like that painting. Also recall those Roman and Greek deity sculptures with very thin clothing, with those parallel lines. That's where it comes from. So the word 披麻村 I used to translate as entangled hemp rope 村 I cannot really write that word. Anyway, so 村 means wrinkle, right? 披麻 actually this word 披 means put on. You know, 披 means like I put on a jacket. Wearing hemp. Wearing hemp wrinkle. It's like a Greek garment, and the wrinkles they depict in the sculpture. So you're doing this not just for the texture, but modeling the rock, right? Mm-hmm. It's like a sculpture. So you're doing this almost like the sculpture. Yeah. So that's that's the wrinkle analogy I just learned, and the translation. So today you got two concepts: elsewhere for distance, and wrinkle for 披麻 is the new interpretation, a very new interpretation. So I always learn from Western art. So it's on the highest level they are the same. So we also have the figure paintings, and the wrinkle in the earliest figure painting, usually the Buddhist statue and painting, you see these lines. The 披麻 kind of, they call it 潮衣出水.
Hi, baby.
I think I cannot write the Chinese anymore. That's the last name, Cao. I will check that. 出水 means out of water. The garment out of water. 苗 means we have 18 styles of wrinkle, and that's one of those. Okay, and then you put a little temple, and make sure that the eave is leveled. You don't have to do the eave. Actually, it's hidden behind the rock, right? But make the top roof is. If you do something like a slant, that's a modern imitation, because usually the building is leveled, so it's not going to fall. Right. Okay. And then you can add a little water to dilute it and do this little peninsular kind of thing.
Maybe that's not the paint.
Okay, this painting does not have the water. Later, I'll show you how to do the water waves. But you indicate the water by the level. So it's called a leveled perspective, right? This is one level, and you can level it with this boat. Please mute yourself. Somebody using two, especially if you use two devices, you got echo. Please mute yourself. And the figure maybe taking care of the boat. So this must be leveled, and the distance should be could be a little bit lower. Not in the middle. Should be, just for sure. Okay, so there's another building. I try to, maybe you can just put some vegetation. Try to hide that. It's just a little bit suggestion, should be a little less detailed than the first one. So we just put it behind the trees or somewhere. We use some color to make it clear. And now I further wash the brush. I don't really wash, I just dip in water and then dry it with a paper towel. And you can test the... So this part is not clean enough, so I'm going to use less. It's pretty high horizon up there. So 1/3 should be good enough, right? Like that. You don't need much. If you do the whole sun, it's especially you can. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, and very light. If it's a 10, this is probably 1 or 2. So just like that. And I'll do the sun later. For now, I'm going to wash. You don't have to wait it dry because modern painting don't really care about smearing. They like it. You can see the smearing there. So I wash a little brown to the heel. You don't have to. You can leave white. Just show the strokes. Just the same kind of stroke direction you go with the wrinkle, like following the contour. The contour, yeah. So we just brown it out. The reason I use brown is the opposite of green and green blues, right? And you can just use diluted browns there. And you don't really draw that water line because they're soft lines with waves maybe. Okay. It's a preparation. You can actually do more than what we'll show as a base. So this one more saturated. This is a little bit lighter. You can add a little bit of saturation if you want, just to vary a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to change color to the green, the opaque color. The opaque color, if you keep working, you might get smeared. But since I know the amount of the on the brush, maybe also the thickness of the color can control that bleed, because this opaque color is pretty used to cover. Yeah. So we're going to this color actually is more green there, blue here. So let's just put green there. And the blue there. In the foreground, maybe a little bluer, because blue is a little darker. It also has more feel of vegetation, maybe. The lid area, usually you think about like a grass lawn, more usually on top of the heel. But you don't have to really finish. You can just leave some brown show through as a complementary color. And if you want, you can use yellow, because we got the yellow, blue, and red. That's the idea. His Chip Ash's color is really vibrant. He's a carpenter. He carpenter of this decorative furniture. I got some green in it. Anyway, it should be just golden yellow. It should be a little warmer, maybe. Anyway, just put a little more brown in it. And that one, it could be red, but and just stay with yellow. It could be dark blue actually. That's what. And we can turn this yellow, this dark to blue if you want to mute it. We'll see what it look like. Okay. And the boat has a little brown color. You can mute it with a little gray. I mean blue to gray, and to make it like that. And the sail is just white, and that figure may have a little bit color. I don't know what color it would be. Maybe a little bit blue, but don't really need just a dot for the head, but not too big. Yeah. Just like a little pink. Yeah. Okay. You can highlight the ceiling with this blue if you want, but I don't think you need. It's a white sail. Okay. And now I'm going to go for the sun. So the sun has an orange color. So I add a little cool yellow, but it's maybe a little bit warm, and just add orange basically. If you use like scarlet or vermilion, scarlet, vermilion plus yellow, you got orange also. Orange color. This is vermilion, I guess. Okay, so we just do the sun. He did the pretty off the center, so that's the direction of the boat heading for. So that's good. I probably just follow this half sun, and he sometimes does this with like a soft. I don't know how to say, like a fog. So it's not a perfect round. Yeah. So a bit like bouncing off the horizon with a little bit fog. So a little bit water maybe soften the bottom. That's what I try to get. Yeah. Yeah. You feel the movement of the uprising, and people already ask me, how can you tell the difference between the sunset or sunrise? I checked the person where he lives. Oh, he is in Seattle. Must be sunset. He never sees sun.
You use one brush here for everything. For the
did I?
For the wrinkles, for the clouds, for the sun.
Everything.
Yeah, you're supposed to. That's what the chibashi would do. Yeah. So I got everything. One soft brush. Yeah, you can just use the basic brush like that. You would. Actually, I used different brushes, the same size. Though.
Is that called a Bith brush?
No, I use this. This is a Go 4 brush. I think it's a Go 2 brush. Yeah, this is the Go 2 brush. Oh, this one is the super wash. But okay, your observation is perfect. But I really think it's not very important. You can change brush, of course. But like here, I got bleed.
So what
I
about
forgot.
When it goes over the edge of the mountain, the color, it's okay?
Yeah, that just creates
It
some
always
mist feel. It's a misty
I
feel.
always try to fix it when it happens.
Yeah, when that happens, let me show you what I will
Make the
do.
mountain really.
Yeah,
That's the not
I
real
go back
part.
and I
Yeah,
make
it-
the mountain.
yeah.
That's right.
yeah. Okay, that's a good question. Do you want to fix it or not? That's the first thing. If you want to fix it, I have a way to fix it.
Yeah.
But it might be,
leave it?
you may risk. You can. Let me show you what you can do. Okay, first thing is if you want to stop it from bleed, you can drive it back, or you can use water to drain it back. But you have to use a clean brush with clean water. So let me change the water to okay, yeah. So maybe just the top part, right? Okay. Yeah, you can just use clean water. Just put drop water. We try to create some sunbeam. You can even take advantage of that.
Oh. Interesting.
And I put a pool of water outside, very clean water. If you want to eliminate any yellow spot, I bring it to the clouds, so it's not going to form a serious edge of water. But here, okay, there's a. Let me see, I have another thing. You try. Yeah, don't use white. The bottom line is no white. Yeah, no white. White will make it really bad. Let's see what I got here. We got some birds singing in the background. Please mute yourself. I think I don't have. Let me just use the hand soap. Please.
Oh, soap.
Oops, that's what. Oh, this is not hand soap. It's a lotion.
Oh.
I think we have. Oh, here is the hand soap, right?
That's a dish soap. That doesn't matter.
Let me wash my brush of the lotion I got.
I like that.
Okay, you just need a little bit dishwasher in the water, maybe a little bit more than.
That's why I.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I got a little bit dishwasher. Just want to eliminate this line a little bit.
What's this?
And you can make it like that
Oh, that's.
into a reflection. It's kind of tough because this paper is already mounted. Otherwise, I can still blot it because if you put a piece of tissue underneath it and put a tissue on top, you can blot it and you can see it washes. At least I break that line into. You can just as long as it makes it feels like a aura, like. Some kind of light effects. So we just follow the down of the water to fix it. Yeah.
Oh, it looks great.
It will dry very palely, no longer bother me. Yeah, for sure. So thank you for the paper towel. Yeah, I should bring the. Yeah. Oh, salt, we don't use that often, but you can. In ancient time, there's no salt, no detergent either. But my philosophy is I open to any technique advantage we have today, including Zoom, including everything. I have like a virtual projector. I've done that. If I want to really make a deer. Not a fake, but not forgery, but for study purpose. If you want to study the composition, if you're not good at drawer, you can use projector, no problem. Yeah. So that's a good lesson, right? To how to fix the smears. Yeah. So basically, you use water to control water. Yeah. All right.
Agree.
Yeah, any questions?
Please tell Stephanie to stop our videos on Zoom. We can't see you. She keeps popping her name and can't see the video.
Oh, sorry. Let me mute everybody. Oh, I think I can do it now. I thought Victoria is still there, but anyway, I will do it now. Allow participants to unmute themselves. I'll still let you unmute yourself if you have a question. Okay. Now it's okay? Should be fine, right? Co-host. Let me reclaim host. So I'm the host. Okay. It should be fine now. All right. Can you? Wait, let me zoom in this painting a little bit more. So we have 20 minutes. Right? Let me continue to do another important technique. That is the water waves. Okay. Okay. You can use a small brush. The advantage of a small brush is to avoid sudden thickening of the line when you draw those fine delicate wave lines. The wave line should be done in light ink. So you can. In this time, I do need like a little area. I'll just use maybe an empty case. I just dilute it with a little water, and you can add a little blue in it if you want. So let me just do an illustration here. Okay. If you just draw a leveled line like this, and just let it shake maybe, but try to keep it as leveled as you can. That's the horizon line, right? And then you draw another line next to it with a little bit undulation like this, up and down, up and down. Sometimes I find it easier to go faster. And then the second line, and the third line under this. Try not to cross or overlapping lines. If I draw from the bottom, it might be bigger. So let me just restart here. Let's see. So you draw. If you cannot draw long, you draw one. Maybe just like that, or maybe two, with pressing on the what is it called, the lower point, the crest, with this the draft. Yeah, the drafts a little bit heavier, and then lift a little bit to the crest, and then draft, crest, draft, crest, draft, crest, draft, like that, right? And then this is the basic stiff brush. And if you use the basic small brush, I think this is the extra small. But anyway, oh yeah, here is the basic small brush. It may be better for this. So you draw from left to right. If you are left-handed, you can draw the opposite way, I think. So the brush is held at a slant like this. The handle pointing to the right. Okay, you try to match the crest. Try to match the crest to the what? Drought? Trough. Thank you. Yeah. Trough. Try to match the crest and the trough. Do not pass that line. But It could be a little bit away, but do not make it into a something else. So that's. You can draw a longer line if you want, gradually. And after, I find I have to use my finger to twist the brush. So you don't have to make it even. Pay attention to the shape of the whole area. It's not like a square. It's more like a diamond, maybe. So this is what we call the net pattern. So this could be a little. Usually, when you paint in the beginning, it's has more ink, so it's more solid, right? And then it will be faded. So that's okay. You just exhaust that, and you could go slower at the end, but don't try to continue. Just let it fade off, and you don't have to do a whole section, just like that. And after a while, it becomes muscle memory. You can just draw as Qi Bai Shi does, Okay. So this is the wave that he always used to depict water. If you missed some, you can certainly add. So that's looks too stiff. That's the basic concept. But when you actually paint in the freestyle, you can do something like that. But see, the rhythm is not the same. That's not good. So you try to control the distance, the rhythm, so it doesn't feel like sudden, small or large. That's not good. So this practice is good for stroke practice on your daily basis, just like orchids or bamboo leaves. To start off a day, you cannot really get it in one session. I don't expect you to do that, but try to get better. You can use any pen or brush when you have spare time. You use any piece of water to practice the pattern, but you do have to use brush to get it down in real. So this one should be little. Actually, in perspective, it might look like this. It becomes flat and small, and eventually become leveled. Right? That's just a horizontal stroke. But in Qi Bai Shi's painting, he does the sun like this big. This wave is even bigger than here. So it could be. Opposite perspective, you just do something like that. Yeah, that could, So you can do that. No, it doesn't look like right. So anyway, this is just a practice. Let me try to do a painting. See if I can show you the complete piece. Okay, the paper I'm using is unsized double shine. Let me show you what I got here. Unsized double shine. I always mount my painting first in the class to give you best viewing experience. Because otherwise, it will have wrinkles like this. This one. Because the paper was damaged during transportation, I decided to treat it with lunch detergent, very thin lunch detergent. Just soak it and let it dry, so it become actually more wrinkled. But then I mount it to make it flat. So this is treated without mounting. This is mounted. Yeah, that's why I mount it, because I can use those damaged paper. Let me see what piece we have here. So now we turn to this page. Okay, I can do. I have to do the wave, right? Okay, let's do the wave. So because we are running out of time, so we'll do the Zen style again. We just get some ink, some blue, some. Oh, I got a splatter. See the splatter? that's water coming already. So that's give me it overcome my feel. So now I know what to do. So just follow that. Yeah. Okay. This rock pointing to the sun, but it has a supporting rock, I will say, going the opposite direction first, right? That helps to balance the. And here actually it goes up first, like a triangle, and then going like that. Now this is a split brush made of feather, and it's a modern brush for Zen kind of spontaneous painting. Okay,
we can't see the bottom.
Oh, the bottom is too low. Okay, let's move it up. Thank you. Okay, let me check. I can stand behind the. Okay, let me just move a little bit back. Okay, I'll change my angle so you can see. Okay. Can you see it now? Okay. Yeah, I'm following this this handout you have got in the email supposedly. Okay. And here is again, like I said, the foreground should be less than half. I will say, because I already put that. It should be less than 1/3, right? So let's just finish it here. 1/3. That's the ground, the foreground. I can have a tree. Who said I cannot have a tree beyond that? Yeah, I do have the option to have the tree extend beyond that. Okay, let's do that. There's a tree, so I don't violate my own set rules. So the foreground is 1/3. That's the ground part. That's the ground part. This part and plus this part. It's the foreground. Right? It's right there. You can actually use a little bit warm color than just the blue, so it looks more closer. And then I use this go-to brush to do everything, I think. So I just use this brush to turn this into a tree. So the proportion is more important to follow, not some details. Because if you make a mistake on the proportion of the composition, there's no way you can make it up. Okay, I just do a quick pine tree like. I don't try to make it like symmetrical, right? You try to and put some behind and in front of the tree. I don't have time to do all the pine needles. This is what Shibashi would do. I think you can find another piece of handout, something like that. So that's just stop that. And then I'll use a liner or a sharp pointed brush, like I think I did earlier with this. I think this one will work. I do like larger brush because it lasts longer. It doesn't have to. You don't have to change reload. So this one goes just like that. I'll try to hurry a little bit, but if you have time, try to do it like in the drill we did. Try to match all the lines. At least I should show some pattern to tell people I know the rules, something like that. You can add some shady lines in the shady area, especially the foregrounds. At the lower point, the drafts area, and actually I use them to correct some lines. And if you like to show the form, you can draw the hokusai kind of wave, but much small scale, not the big wave. By the way, his painting, like Japanese print, is a big wave. Is actually commissioned by the Dutch merchants. So the perspective is very unusual in traditional Eastern painting, I think. I don't have time to do the whole thing, so I'm going to go right into the horizon part. And
We can't see the top again, please. Thank you.
okay. Thank you. Now the bottom, so I actually, you have to look at the whole thing when you do details, and when you do the whole thing, when you look at the whole thing, you still pay attention to the whole thing, not the details. So everything is judged based on the whole picture and your time. If you have 10 minutes, you have to choose the most important part. If you have 1 hour, you can do more, but you still have to choose your priority at that time. Just like you play chess, or Go, the strategy is to take the most important part, right? Not focus on any specific ones while you lose the whole game. Okay, I do tend to make some diagonals, so it travels, makes your eye travels back and and forth, left and right. But you should keep the lines leveled perspective. Otherwise, you will violate some other, like scientific principles of perspective. So if you level things, it's easier to create distance without awkward result, like the tilt of the water or something. The water is leveled. As long as it's leveled, you should be able to extend how, as far as you want. to try keep it leveled. I just define a few here and maybe a few there. I think that's fine. And the horizon is a little bit dark. Usually it has the fog in the morning, and the sun is not above the water, it's above the clouds, right? Like that. So he is a good observer of the natural phenomena here. And we could do the half sun, just emerging from the sky again, and then like I probably need a little more. So let's do. Yeah, he just used some pink, maybe out of cool red, maybe to do some clouds, just like under the sun, and then the hot red spot. Just add water, and just you have to make a whole stroke. You cannot really combine strokes, right? All right, and then just make the spot, the yolk. I call it the yolk. Or you can make it the half sun. Let's try the half sun just like that. And if not round enough, make it bigger and make it rounder, like that. Okay. In Western painting, you might need to show some blue sky, maybe. Just
Please lower it again. Thank you.
顶上看不见。
顶上看，谢谢。Okay, just a very light gray blue color to, oops, put some blue there, and the morning color is cooler than sunset. When I was in Northwest, I take pictures out of my deck every evening. Very colorful sunset. It's different than the morning fog, right? So if you ask me what difference, I would say just like Monet's famous sunrise painting, it's basically blue tone, blue color tone. So I keep this in blue, I think. And just cover my mistakes, so to speak. Just make it into a blue-gray kind of.
Please raise a little bit. Thank you.
Okay, I just hold it. Maybe just hold it like this to do it. I can. Okay, try to make the white foam stand out. I covered up a little bit more. So that's just one or two would be enough to show that. And the distance, I think sometimes he does a reflection. We usually don't do that, but I think the one Turner would do something like that, right? So that's okay. Yeah, you can do that. And just put some cool. I think it should be a little.
其实看不见整个 picture， 画上面看，对，上下 always 要调一下。
Okay, 1 minute left. No more minute left. Okay. Yeah, let me just finish by some yellow, maybe some orange color here. Here we go.
time to worry about mistakes.
Yeah. Have fun, yeah. Just have fun. Okay, now the color for the leaves, right? You can just put some dark green or with ink. Okay, symmetrical is not good, so try not to. You can have some. This small trees. But those sparkles looks like birds to me. Yeah. You could have a couple seagull or something like that. So you could have. So you don't need to define until the last time. Last 5 miles. You have to really be careful. So that's it could be. And usually those sparklers give you good rhythm to follow. Rhythm, the distance between them usually is very natural, so you can just follow those. Yeah, don't have to really work on detail when you do add the depths. That's the difference. You don't have to do detail, but to add the depths. Yeah, that's the idea. So that's my impression, and you can write the title assigned here. Let me give you one more minute to finish. Okay. Usually, you start from
I don't know what to say.
where to sign. That's a good question. He will make it look like a. Yeah, that's a very good question. I call it opening and closing. This is the opening, right? Because the closing must be that. So that's a set of concept, yeah. And since it's wet, I'm not going to. I think it may be okay if I use very pure ink. Okay. Let me just write a Chinese saying. Okay, thank you.
Well,
Okay. Yeah, that's good for your benefits also to on the recording. You will be able to see it. 一日之计. The best time of the day is in the morning. Okay. And my name is Morning Sunshine. Okay, Sunshine. And okay, now the final touch is the seal to complete the composition. We must include calligraphy and the seal in the traditional Chinese painting. That's part of what we call the integration of calligraphy and painting, or the calligraphy and painting of the same orange. They usually complement each other. In composition, you might call it a jumper between the foreground and background, right? This red spot is connect the two parts. Let me just show you the whole composition from bottom to the top. Now you can see. Okay. Thank you for following me, and I bet next time I'll make the position of this camera better, so I don't have to move up and down. I think it's just a little bit farther. I think we'll make it. Yeah, now you can see the whole thing, right? And we will have a high definition video on YouTube. I think I will avoid this kind of format in the future because the long strip really does not make a good presentation in a horizontal picture unless we use a vertical device like the phone. Yeah, I can use my phone if we use a long strip, so it will be a vertical picture. I think. Thank you for helping me to manage the camera today, everybody. And beg your pardon if you missed anything from the camera view. But luckily, we have like 7 people here. Thank you for coming today, joining us. And see you next Thursday. So that's all for today. Bye-bye now.
Thank you.
Thank you, Henry.
Thanks,
Sasha. Appreciate it.
Thank you.